Hey, welcome back to the Hobbit House, folks. I'm just beginning to put down that foam that I mentioned, and I showed you the stack of the other day. And since this insulation product has a paper surface on it, we can use just some ordinary construction adhesive. So it's really not going to be trying very hard to go anywhere. And then I put a few screws with big washers just to hold it down in the glue until that cures. And I'm going to put some of our foundation waterproofer over this, a little scrap, to soften the edge of the screw and washer there for the rubber going on top. And here at the peak we can cut a nice plumb cut here, nice bevel, make them fit tightly together. So I'm just laying out the usual sort of glue pattern here. We're going to have even coverage, but not be wasteful about it. That should do. I've just found on this stuff with the paper surface, it's very easy to punch through the paper with metal washers. I believe they make plastic washers for foam fastening applications. I'm not sure where to get them right away. Anyway, if I'm careful, we'll be fine. So you don't want to drive these in this groovy part like that. Makes it more difficult. So get it to where it just sets it below the surface and holds the foam down. Kick that in tight. And still starts to. Alright, but again, just enough of these to hold it in the glue for now. Do it. Seems to be sitting nice and flat. And what I've done now is cut a piece right in half at 4 feet. The circular saw there. And I can just finish with my knife the thickness of this stuff. And that's pretty much what you want to do whenever using a sheet product like this. Whoa there. Because it gives the whole thing better stability. If anything tries to shift, that force will be having to try to move more than one piece at a time. And then you'll keep your factory edges facing your next piece with its factory edge to keep things the straightest. So we put down a 4-foot piece here, and then we'll put down a whole piece, 8-foot piece, and then we'll cut the bevel on this one to finish at the top. And then back to the way we did it the first row. And here at the top, the best thing to do is to lay the actual piece in place and make a mark rather than try to measure. There we go. There it is. And fold it and cut. And it's lovely. And then Firestone rubber roof. And the edges like this are just adhered with sort of a contact adhesive, just strong enough. We'll be putting more stuff, we'll be putting a cap over this. But the seam here is a different process. it will show you now. So I've made a line just outside the edge of our piece to be lapped here, because we want this bonding process to extend just beyond the edge to be sure that the edge is stuck down and nothing can get a grip on it to peel it off. And then there will be another product out of a caulk tube to go over that edge. Then we'll pour our priming goo into this pan and apply with these pads like so. We'll see in a minute. We've already bonded this edge down with our contact adhesive-y type stuff. Pour goo into pan.
What direction do you want to head?
I'll take this way.
Okay.
And use goo paddle to apply to both surfaces.
Whoop.
And you allow that to sit for a few minutes until it is no longer sticky. And our insulation has arrived. I'll better carry some insulation. Do you fit? All right. So then we lay this tape down to that line slightly beyond the seam that I made.
She's here.
Is she there? Oh, is that Julian?
Yeah. You have a key, right?
Like so. Okay, we lay the roof down with the release paper still in place. Roll it down. And we peel the paper. And roll it in. And here I have my patented roller preserver. And here's how we stick it down to the insulation. Better stir that. Putting a thin coat on both surfaces. And then you've got to let it sit a few minutes at least, or the solvent coming out of the glue will cause the joint to bubble. Now we'll start carefully rolling this down into the glue. trying to keep it smooth, you know. Ooh, wrinkle. There we go. And then roll it down. Some force. So we were able to get most of our roof details done well enough to hold back most of the rain last week. But we've got some pieces to add. And of course we got to put it in drain over there and over there. And we didn't get to our utility passage chimney at all, other than to roll that up the side. But some other people have been hard at it down there. Those ought to work. And here some more framing details have been accomplished. All these angle blocks are for forming the curved drywall that we'll have up there. Got a nice piece of plywood here to mount the mini split. More angled blocks. Some curve simulators in this doorway. Options. There's that utility chimney from the bottom side. I'm standing in the utility room here. And since the back end of this place is all underground, or going to be, we built this thing to run our power and venting. right there, and you see we've piled the wall up a little higher. Just about as high as it's going to go at the top end there. Got a few more blocks to add on the downhill slope, smooth that out a bit. And then of course those solid cap pieces. We have some windows. And there's all the dirt and gravel that I got piled up the other day there with the Bobcat. That's that phase. Now we get some utilities into the building and prepare to go over the top with the dirt, for which we'll need our various layers of protection and drainage provisions that you'll see in the next video. So we're getting there. Thanks for watching.